partners, we have a team from IDFC Bank who would present their products and services as they are working aggressively towards our startup. So I would like to call upon the team of IDFC Bank to present.
Hi, thank you. Thank you very much, and great to be part of this basic cohort. Can you just try? Anyways, in the meantime, I'll just start off. We ourselves are basically a startup bank. We are more of a fintech bank, basically a fintech with a banking license. So for us as well, it's been a 6-year journey. So we call ourselves as startups, and that's why basically we very closely work with startups. So today, proudly, out of DPIT registered close to around 1.5 lakh startups, close to around 20 to 25,000 startups across country bank with us. Okay? That's more so because one, the banking products what we get on the table to them, and more basically in terms of the investor and the ecosystem connect what we are able to provide to them in that way. I'll just give a brief about the bank. So it's been a 6-year banking journey. How IDFC had got formed, it got formed basically with the merger of IDFC and Capital First. That's how IDFC First came into picture in December 2018. So it's been a 6-year journey. We started off with a deposit base of close to around 40,000 CR. Today we are 2 lakh plus CR balance sheet, and with a market cap of close to around 60,000 CR, being among the top 10 in terms of the private banks in terms of the market cap. Just to give a flavor in terms of the banking products, what we have is basically we have created the banking for the startups. We have created a product which would suit their requirements. So it's basically a zero balance account, wherein we really mind basically what the founders basically have inputted the money in terms of capital. So that's why it's a zero balance requirement in terms of the balance what they need to maintain. We have got a dedicated desk to manage the capital account transactions, any requirements in terms of the FDI or ODIs and all, which unlike in all other banks, it would be difficult to manage the regulatory piece. We have a dedicated team looking into that. We have a dedicated team to help you guide in terms of managing import-export related transactions or anything you need on the CMS in terms of payment gateway, in terms of API payments, API collections, anything you need on those sides also. We have a dedicated team to work around it. Apart from that, something we call as beyond banking solution. When a founder comes, gets started off, there will be a lot of requirements. He may look for a co-working space, he may look for a HRMS solution, he may look for a payment gateway. So all these services which generally founders need at the initial stage, okay, they are close to around 30, 35 plus services. We've got all of these under one platform with close to around 120 plus service providers at submitted rates. So the founder, instead of he is scouting it and all, just to ensure his bandwidth is basically saved and he saves on the cost also, everything, all these services he would get under one platform. Okay, that is one. In terms of the investor connect, what we have got, says, can we just move forward? Next. Yeah, behind. This should be. I would just like to more stress upon in terms of the founder success program what we have. So we have done a couple of initiatives. There's more to connect with the startups with the ecosystem. Okay. So one, basically we have something called as Leap to Unicorn. Okay. I'm not sure if many of you have heard about it. Just to put across, season 1, season 2 has been closed out. Season 3 registrations are open. Please ensure you do basically register yourselves. So I'll just give you a glimpse about the Leap to Unicorn season. Okay, so this we have done it in partnership with Moneycontrol and CNBC, wherein we under season 1 we had close to around 5,000 plus registrations, out of which 500 got selected. They went through bootcamping, virtual sessions, close to around 500, close to around 15 sessions were done by mentors. Sanjeev Bikchandani, Nikhil Kamath, renowned mentors were there. All these sessions happened virtually. Out of these 500, again top 100 got selected. They were featured in the Forbes December 23 and December 24 edition, stating the top 100 startups to be looked upon in India. Okay. Out of this 100, again 20 got selected, and they were given the opportunity to pitch in front of VCs. So we had a couple of VCs there. We had 314, we had Lex Venture, we have Prime Ventures and all. Couple of VCs were there. Out of which finally 6 got selected. They were given with a commitment check of close to 65 CR. So it's basically a platform to help startups connect with the investors. Okay. So season 3, the registrations are open. I would request, please, basically, a lot of cohort members are there, a lot of early stage startups are there. I would request, please log in, please do register. We'll share you across the link on that. That is one. Apart from that, something we called as IDFC FIRST Bank. This is a program which we had initially recently started, and it's been quite hit. So under this initiative, we connect founders with the ecosystem players in a way that keep your short video types, your short videos in terms of your product and in terms of what your profile of your product and all. It's put in a lot of ecosystem groups among the startups. Okay? So that gets highlighted, that gets a lot of visibility, and also we help you connect with one-to-one with couple of VCs. So that is also one program which we have done it for our existing customers. So if anyone would interested, I can share you across the details separately. But this product also, a couple of customers have liked around it. Apart from that, something we do as Founders Friday. We call basically, this is done more basically, you can say with a frequency of basically everyone once or something, that we have come up with a startup cafe at Koramangala, which is near the Wipro IT Park office. So it's in our own premises, which can seat basically close to around 35 to 40 people. So any sessions, basically any connect you want to build up there, any events, any basically spacing you require, we are happy to host you there. Okay, that is one thing. So under this Founders Friday, we call upon people like, say, basically from VC houses or from law firms or from basically people from from marketing or any other field in terms wherever they have the expertise, to give small sessions. So this was basically more to get knowledge to the founders and also basically a place for networking to them in that way. So these are the other programs apart from the basic banking what we provide to the startups. Okay. Says next slide. Previous one, sorry. Previous to previous. Okay. So this is what we have, a 360-degree solution. One, in terms of the tailor-made banking. In terms of banking, whatever products you need, we have that. Second, in terms of beyond banking, what it stated that anything a founder looks at the initial stage, everything he can have it under the beyond banking solution. So all these services would be at submitted rates with basically from known renowned players. Okay, comprehensive solutions in terms of connecting with VC with angel houses, and we have basically solutions in terms of your savings account, wealth management and all. So we are the only bank in the country basically in your savings account as well as in your current account for close to around 35 plus services. We don't charge you. So all of the banks would charge for your debit card renewal, for your IMPS charges and all. All these charges are completely waived off, both under the current account variant as well as under the savings account variant. So we are quite deeply penetrated in terms of any new, basically any new product which NPCI comes up. It could be in terms of ONDC home, or basically it could be the CBDC what RBI had come up with. We are basically partnering with RBI and NPCI for international UPI payments and all. So we have been one of the first players to partner with RBI, with NPCI for any new initiatives which they have taken. We are quite strong on the digital lending platform as well. Today the major part of Amazon, Flipkart in terms of the BNPL as well as the credit basically, which wherein you have the credit mint, credit cash, it's a large portion of the digital lending is happened through our bank. So this is the Leap to Unicorn program. What I was talking about is, I will send you across the link to iPreneur team. I would request that each of you please do register it. It's a great platform in terms of learning in terms of coming up, getting recognition basically, because the final winners would be hosted on the CNBC as part of the Young Turks episode as well. So this is just a small summary about the Leap to Unicorn program. And these are the partners whom we are partnered with. So let's see, any incubators, accelerators, anyone and everyone who's supporting the startup ecosystem, we are tied our hands with them to basically so that we deepen around and we basically help the startup community.
Our logo is not there.
Sorry, sir?
Our logo is not there.
Sir, our MOU is under signatures. We have already got the vetted form from your side. It should be there, sir.
By the way, it's a fantastic thing, please do it. It's a very visionary exercise and a bank thinking so forward, progressive thought process and action taken, and with the team also speaking with such conviction. I think you definitely deserve applause. Because banks need to be supporting the ecosystem, and I'm very proud to also say that from the cohort 6, we have 4 of our startups. One is TaylorMade, Renesar, and then 2 more I'm not able to recall, are part of your 100 Forbes selected list. Yes.
They're part of the top 100.
Yes. So we groomed them, and then they participated in the stuff.
Yes. Because the amount of leverage what they get now under the top 100, it's like, I mean, there's a separate award function.
Yes.
Plus, basically, there's a coverage by CNBC and all. Plus, in the Forbes magazine also they get published.
Yeah.
The whole article of 1 page for which basically states about the founder's journey, about his products. For each of the founders, it's mentioned like that, in that way.
That's why we're proud of you and proud to be part of this effort that you're putting.
Right, definitely. Thank you. Thanks a lot for giving us this opportunity. Do let me know any question and answers you have. Basically, any questions from your side, I'm happy to address it.
When are you signing the form?
Sorry?
When are you signing the form?
Forms.
Forms for
That's unicorn link.
Links and the leap to unicorn link. Are you referring to that?
Yeah.
I'll send it across. I'll have it sent across. By way of equity. Debt comes in, that's more to support the working capital gap, what we see in terms of your inventory and the receivables less the creditors, payables basically. There only bank will be able to support, but for that also either it has to be by way of the past basically 2 years have to be profitable, okay? Or otherwise you need to have basically sufficient cash in your basically balance sheet to support on the runway front. So always the 0 to 1 has to be in terms of equity. See, we have been there in this space from last 2-3 years. Earlier more managing in terms of the large startups, but right now from last 2 years managing the early stage startups. We see a lot of startups coming up asking for debt and all. So I would tell more ki basically concentrate more in terms of basically getting the P&L positive, because then getting a debt would be easy. Or otherwise raising equity. But without these two, getting a debt, while people would tell, a lot of to and fro would happen, but the end result, you may not be able to get a debt. Because bank has to get secured some or the other form, okay, right? Because unlike basically VCs or VC fund houses where they invest, they know basically out of 10 investments, 1 or 2 would be turning positive, but others may not. But on those 1 or 2 which goes positive, will give them that 10x, 12x, 20x return, okay? But in banks, basically, we find close to at level or 12%, and our cost of funds also will be close to around 8%. So what we are drawing margin is just 4% max, nothing beyond that. Anything else?
These all are secured debt instruments.
Sorry?
They all come under secured debt instruments.
No, it would be unsecured only, but for us to get a comfort, basically, see, because in startups, as a security, it's more like tech-driven business. So you won't be having plant and machinery or something like that. Be laptops or that.
No asset yet.
There's no assets. So we need to draw comfort either basis the P&L basically, or in terms of the cash runway what you have. So if suppose your burn per month is close to around 10 lakhs, so you need to have basically cash and cash equivalent on your balance sheet of close to say 1.5 CR, which gives the runway for next 12 to 15 months to carry out the business in that way.
This is towards working capital only.
This towards working capital only. Yeah, it would be towards, because as per RBI, we are not allowed to fund for expenses or something that has to be taken care by our own balance sheet size. So wherever there's a working capital gap, there we'll be able to step in terms of long-term loans for for basic plant and machinery or for expansion and all. In startup space, not many of the banks are involved for a long-term loan basically. People are more towards working capital.
And you all have only invoice discounting, no PO discounting.
PO discounting, I don't think it's there anywhere. It could be for very, very large players, but PO discounting is not
But
there.
then they have a very good revenue stream going on. Why aren't you looking at that?
Ma'am, the
It
problem
could come in as a PCG credit, right?
sorry?
It could come in like a PCG credit, isn't it?
No, it won't come in as a PCG.
Why not? A purchase order is a valid order, right? Especially if it's from a government institution.
See, government institution, the problem is that's what, see, everyone understands in terms of the acceptance of the
Delayed
goals and
payment.
the delayed payments, that becomes a higher challenge. See, there are a lot of platforms on the bill discounting side. There's Trades platform as well. So these all, I mean, are the tools to leverage basically for startups. basis the line of the corporate to whom you have supplied, their line gets cut down and you will be able to get the funding at a very efficient rate.
How do you work with women entrepreneurs? Is there anything special? Low interest rates,
SBI.
Because there is another cohort coming up for women entrepreneurs. Do you have anything to offer to them?
No, basically we partner with like Latika Pai, they run one of the cohorts on the women, so we are partnered with them basically. That is one thing there, but nothing in terms of the debt basically, but it's more in terms of the transaction banking involved. Debt conditions to avail debt and all, it's more or less the same basically.
Suppose we design and suggest a product which could come for women entrepreneurs. Would IDFC consider?
We can definitely consider. I mean, see, because
I can ask Mr. Kishore to connect with you once I come up with something.
Yeah, definitely. Do let us know. Because see, we are quite. When we had come up with the Leap to Unicorn program, also now we have done a lot of tweaking.
I don't think in the 100 you have many women entrepreneurs.
I don't have those statistics, but
16 women entrepreneurs.
On the 100?
Yes.
which is still a decent number, that means. But the Leap to Unicorn program as well, I mean, this time, season 3, we are getting a lot of angel investors as well. In season 2 as well, we had got, so bank basically has a CSR obligations. So we start distributing some amount of CAGR under the Leap to Unicorn winners or the participants seeing their products. So all this basically changes, we are also coming up in our product offering so that we can basically support on-ground startups.
I think you have answered the question. We will work with you, to productize this and come with a design so that you are able to move your products the way it is. It's just that we need to tweak it and make it more understandable to the audience that we are serving.
Yes.
We will do that.
Definitely, sir.
Thank you.
We are happy to take this one. Yes, sir.
So if an IPO holder comes to you, it's like a property, it has got innovation and it is patented, then will you put on the same platform or something else?
Sorry, sir, I didn't get you.
If some innovator with the patent, suppose somebody has got a patent for his innovation.
Okay.
If he comes to you for the funding, will you get specialized service or you put in the same platform?
So it would be on the same platform because as a bank we are not expertise in terms of the patents and all. That is one. Second, again as I stated, the 0 to 1 journey has to be more supported by way of equity, sir.
Sir, when he has got a patent, in his name, he is a monopoly holder.
I agree, sir, but
So that still our Indian market is not understand the way American market is understanding. The people, they go to the patent holders there. People will go. Here banks say, no, we are not still same. We have to change
so
our
I think, frankly speaking, at the bank level also, since there are various industries and patents in each of the industries, they won't be having that expertise. So that's the reason. That's why. So getting a separate offering basically for patent holders, it all looks a bit difficult.
I'll just address this question. IDFC has a certain strategy and approach towards partnering with the ecosystem. Now, your question can be answered by Canara Bank Ventures and SBI Capital because they have the provision for this.
IPO holders.
Yes, not under the IDFC. I think whatever they are offering, it's already clearly defined. So I think we need to plug into what they are offering and then make sure that there is a win-win game here. The SBI team and the other two banks, ICICI also was here. ICICI also addresses, they have a separate fund which addresses this. So both of those teams have already left. They were here to present, but they have left. So I think we'll.
Yes.
Thank you.